Yeah, day one back at it. It's been a really testing month and some change really has been, it's just been setback after setback. But we're here, we're back, baby, and we are going all in. Yeah, I remember when I got injured during the tug of war and my fingers got cut. So that was like setback number one. So like especially with lifting weights after that, I think the thing that I've been being more consistent on is like my boxing and my cardio. But in terms of weight training and all of that, yeah, I haven't been doing that um, that much. I think in the past 6 weeks I've trained a total of like 3 times. Yeah. So that happened. Got injured. Got like cut because the cuts were actually very deep. Like I think you could almost see the bone of my fingers. I'm not even exaggerating. Like you could almost see the bones. It was bad. It was deep. Um, yeah, but we are back, fully recovered. I am going back to lifting weights. My goodness. Yeah, I'm going back to lifting weights like fully, like in routine. And then after that, got attacked by a crazy flu because I tried training a little bit. Um, Crazy flu. Yeah, that was bad. The flu just made it worse. And then, oh, we were fasting for 21 days at my church. I was planning on training because like the healing had started. Like yeah, I'd like been healing then. Tried training, got attacked by a crazy flu again, and yeah, and when your immune system is compromised like that, so physically I've been feeling very weak. So yeah, we here. It's just been setback after setback. Like the old me would have seen all of this as setbacks, but I don't think I'm not looking at it that way. I still don't know what it is, but yeah, the Lord was working on my idolatry for fitness and looking aesthetic. Oh, definitely, it's just you know, yeah, just yeah, that has been dealt with. But yeah, I'm not gonna go into depth, with that. Um, yeah, this is just comeback season, super exciting, and yeah, man, let's get to it. Um, Welcome to episode 1, season 1, from self hate to self discipline. So yeah, I'm someone that had a lot of bad habits. Struggled a lot with bad habits, and it's been a long journey. My self improvement journey has been a very bumpy one. You know, I think that's how a normal self improvement journey is. But if you like, one of those gifted people who actually, have this ability to learn fast, kudos to you. Yeah, I'm not a fast learner, bro. I'm a bit. Okay, I'm not gonna call myself retarded, but yeah, it does take me a while to learn things. Definitely does take me a while to learn things and to unlearn things. But what can we say? You can't complain. I just keep trying, bro. I don't even think. I just keep trying, try until I get it right. Yeah. From self hate to self discipline. When you spend years living in certain bad habits, and then you only realize years down the line that how much they've actually ruined you as a person. Sorry, let me just check if this recording here. How much they've actually ruined you as a person, and you're far from the man that you're meant to be and you're called to be. Yeah, that realization hit me at the age of, I'm 27 now, I'd say it hit me a couple years back heavily. Like I got into, I'd say yeah, almost got into depression and just the self resentment and self hatred because I also knew that like a lot of it was my fault. You know, you need to be honest with yourself. I think that's the first step. Once you're honest with yourself and you realize that you are where you are because of your actions, it also gives you this sense of, yeah, it gives you accountability, and you know that you also play a role. But you can also play a role in, you know, in changing and becoming a much better version of yourself. You know, and to embrace that brand new season. You know, I'm definitely in a new season in my life where I am just constantly in this fight of becoming better, of improving myself, of improving my life, becoming a better athlete, a better coach, a better brother, son, husband for my future wife, future dad for, you know, my future kids. Yeah, so it's definitely that season. It's been very testing for me, but I would have it no other way. You know, I would have it no other way. It means that something is definitely happening. You know, there's a good change happening because if I didn't feel the pressure or, you know, going through the hardship, then I would know that I'm definitely staying the same. So I'm definitely being stretched and challenged. And it's tough, man. But it also feels good, strangely enough. So the first step is identifying that I am who I am because of my past choices, because of my habits. That's this first step. I think that is like the most beautiful part of like a man's life when he realized that he is who he is because of his actions. All the things, the little things, the small compromises, or the small convictions and things that you've been doing, good or bad, have led you to this exact point, to this person that you are. That is step number one. So it takes self-awareness, and I think it's very important when you recognize it. I think it's one of the best events of your life. And then there's event number two, which is actually now sitting down, spending time, and realizing, what have I been doing? What haven't I been doing? What are the good things that I've been doing that have led me here? What are the bad things that I've been doing that have led me here? That is the second step. And then the third step is action, taking actions. The bad things, how do I get rid of them? The good things, how can I improve them or enhance them or even add more good things? And you know, the bad things, how can I get rid of them? Yeah. And then yeah, that's like the third stage. I think that's, yeah, that's pretty much where I am. I'm in that action stage, and the action stage is it's very beautiful, but also very testing and very hard. You know, it's very challenging because that's where you really face, you know, you face the darkness. You really face the darkness, and I would say that's where many men fall. That's where many men don't reach. That's where many men don't reach their full potential. You know, because it requires a death. It really requires a death, and if the death doesn't happen, you're not going to the next level. I know that if I give up now, I'm on stage 3. I don't know what stage 4 is, and I haven't reached it. But I know if I give up now, it's I'm going back there, stage 2, or staying here, stage 3. And see, stage 3 is beautiful and it's necessary. I don't want to stay here. It's ugly here. Oh my goodness gracious me. I don't want to stay. But yeah, this is the phase where you're gonna go back to your bad habits constantly. This is where you don't want to accept your situation, or this is the type of person that I am. So keep fighting to grow. Just no matter how many times you falter or you relapse, try again. Falter, relapse, try again. Relapse, try again. Relapse, try again. Trust me, you don't want to stay in that same position, especially knowing that position, you don't like the position that you're in and the person that you've become. Don't stay there. Do not stay there. The worst thing that a man can do is accept his situation, especially if it's a situation that does not come from God, is accepting that situation, not fighting, and just saying, if you're struggling with an addiction and you surrender to that addiction, you have lost. But if you stay in that fight, even if you relapse, but you're not accepting it, you're not saying, no, I've been defeated, I'm just gonna accept my situation and I'm not willing to change. Yeah, that is when you've lost. If you don't try again, you have lost. Do you understand that? If you do not try again, you have lost. You don't lose from relapsing or falling. You lose when you stop trying. That's when you have lost the fight. So this year, 2026, I'd say this has been the best year of my life. This has been the best year of my life. So much has happened. I've lost a lot of things. But my purpose has become a whole lot weightier. It's become a whole lot more meaningful. Losing all those things has made life a whole lot more worth living, and my purpose has become a whole lot clearer. Even though I don't know 100% what it is, but it's definitely given me direction and meaning. That is a sure thing. That is definitely a sure thing. A lot has happened. Yo, damn, 2026 for me has felt like, honestly, it's felt like half a decade. If you've read the book of Job, damn, it's, 1 month has felt like 5 years. 1 month has felt like 5 years. Goodness gracious me. But yeah, thank the heavens. Thank the heavens. Yeah, man, a lot has been happening. I really became a boy in a man's body, and I almost became a like a boy dressed in a man, like a man in a boy in a man's body. It's not so much of an age thing, but it's a character thing. And have you actually killed the boy? Because if the boy doesn't die, the man will never be born. If the boy remains, the man will never be. And that's not, you know, something I wanted. I knew the boy had to go. I knew that he had to go. He knew he had to die, because if he didn't, the man was never ever gonna be born. You know, I struggled a lot with bad habits. So there's habits that I had in my late teens and early 20s that I developed there. Those I'd say those are like the haram habits, like smoking marijuana, getting drunk, all those things. I'd say those are like the bad ones. And then there's the ones that I've had since I was a child, since I was like 5, 6 years old. Oh, those ones have been a whole lot harder to deal with than the smoking of marijuana, using substances, drinking alcohol. Those I haven't even been doing, recently. Those are got rid of. Like I don't, as much as I don't smoke, I don't smoke, or I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke. I don't drink alcohol. I don't take any drugs or substances. I'm not engaging in hookup culture and all of that. I'm still struggling with like those ones that don't seem so harmful, but they actually are, like the procrastinating, sleeping that extra 10 minutes, staying up that extra hour, all of those are still giving me a problem from time to time. So I don't know about you, but it's the small bad habits. It doesn't have to be sleeping around, drinking alcohol, or smoking weed. You staying up that extra 10 minutes, or hour, you staying in bed, having your alarm go off and snoozing it and saying, okay, alarm just went off, it's 6 o'clock, I'm gonna sleep just an extra 30 minutes, I'll wake up at half past 6. Oh, those ones are killing you. I thought quitting smoking and no longer drinking alcohol was gonna make it has made my life a whole lot better, but there was so much more underlying work that needed to be done. So yeah, those are the ones that I'm dealing with. But having an alcohol problem or a drug problem or drug addiction, it will make getting those habits out of your life a whole lot harder. But they're still there, and they do still require work, even if you're sober, even if you're not engaging in hookup culture and all those things, which are things that I'm not engaging in. But these small ones that seem harmful, I know if I don't deal with them, I'm gonna have a problem in the future. They have the potential to, to make me live well below my potential and who I was called to be. So yeah, those ones. If you have that small bad habits, you know it. Think of it right now as I'm saying it. Deal with it now. It may look so minor, but whew, yeah, it can ruin your life. Even if it doesn't like catastrophically ruin your life, but it can hinder your potential and your growth, and you don't want that. Avoidance, all those things. I am a very avoidance person by nature. I can also be lazy, I still am with a lot of things. If I don't like something, if it's not something that I like or I'm fond of, it's very easy for me. Even the things that I'm fond of, sometimes I feel lazy. I love the gym. I love learning about fitness and business and all those things. But even those things, sometimes I have to deal with laziness, and I have to like sort of like immediately just deal with it, because I know if I don't, it can hinder my growth, you know. And then there are certain things that I just don't like doing in general, which, you know, I have to train myself to do. But obviously, don't overstretch yourself or overextend yourself and like try doing everything. I think that's very exhausting. Wait, sorry. Yeah. Um, I really hated the man that I was becoming, and I knew I had to kill him. I had to deal with him, because if I didn't, he was going to be such a failure, such a tragic story. Like, how many people